principles. Mr. Speaker, my comment on the President's speech will be on the policy aspects, what he said, and what we think he ought to have said. In the circumstances that many Kenyans find themselves in, the cost of living has skyrocketed. Mr. Speaker, this last election was an election about the cost of living, amongst many other factors. Promises were made to Kenyans that the price of basic commodities would stabilize. Assurances were made to Kenyans that the war in Ukraine and Russia had no role to play in the inflation that had visited the country. Mr. Speaker, from August to date, the price of basic commodities has skyrocketed. The price of maize flour, or what we call unga, has gone up by 8.4%. And these are statistics from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. The cost of electricity has gone up by 20.9% from August to date. The price of petrol has gone up by 17.7%. The cost of transport, Mr. Speaker, has gone up by 25%. The price of sugar has gone up by 19%. Inflation is at 9.2%, very dangerously close to the 10%. And, Mr. Speaker, this is the highest rate of inflation in the last 5 years. If the President's speech was supposed to be exposition of public policy, we would have expected that he would have given us a cogent plan to arrest the skyrocketing prices of basic goods, that he will have given us a formula to ensure that that is tamed. He didn't do that. Mr. Speaker, the elections were called with 7 million people having voted for the current government and 6.9 million people having voted for the opposing team. Kenya is divided right in the middle. The reason why the President is described as a symbol of national unity is that in our democratic process and experiment, there will be many people contesting for the same seat. At the end of the day, the person who's declared the victor occupies State House and assumes the role of symbol of national unity as well as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, we did not hear much about the President's plan for unifying the nation and for ensuring that national values and principles that are laid out in the Constitution are observed. I do hope that when the President comes for his first formal address to Parliament, he will be true to his calling as a symbol of national unity. He will refrain from throwing barbs at his opponents, and he will see himself as a father of all the 50 million Kenyans. Nobody in this country should be punished for the political choices they have made. Mr. Speaker, I am proudly on the minority side, and I am proudly going to play my role as an opposition senator. But the people of Homa Bay should never be in opposition. It is the elected leadership of Homa Bay that should be in opposition, not the people of Homa Bay. And Mr. Speaker, I do hope that this kind of thinking will permeate not just the House but the Presidency, to remember that the political choices that the people of Homa Bay made should not be criminalized